hospital. All right. You got this, right? Okay. Good morning, beloveds. I'm watching a very entertaining show. I have a linen closet just out there in the hallway. And one cat is sitting out. One of the kittens is sitting outside and the other kitten is inside. And I think that the one outside actually closed the door. And so the one inside keeps pushing on it, but he didn't want out. So I don't know what's going on here. It's pretty funny. So occasionally I'll see the door push out. The other cat's like, what? I tell you what, these clowns have just been amazing. The decision to adopt them was a good one. Okay, but you're not here to listen to me talk about my cats. You're here for your spiritual power. We are doing living without fear is where we are in this one right now. So and Giovanni's out now. So he got himself out. He didn't need help. I don't know. Okay. But before we do this, let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. If you will email that, it gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot, and it is a blind CC. And I do say, when I say one email, I mean it. It's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time for more than that. But occasionally things happen. We do live in hurricane country. That would be the only reason you would get another email. I laughed because the one cat got out and then the other cat got in. And then immediately the first cat that had been in there was like, wait a minute. And now one cat's in there and the other one's run off. So, oh no, he's back. Okay, so we've done the email, we've done the website, and then the social media. I only mention the social media from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to engage with the pages. So go like, subscribe, share, based on which platform it is. And then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. Bumps us in the algorithms. So it's a free and easy way that you can support the center. More people see our stuff, the more people that engage with our pages. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I'm the running Rev Ryan across the social medias that I am on. All right. Hang on. I don't know why my voice is being weird, other than I can tell I'm in a little bit of a flare, and I think it's because my allergies have been really bad, relative to, my new normal. So, I'm hoping my voice doesn't go out on me. All right. Okay. So your spiritual power is it says here it's an inspirational collection, but Reverend Norm would call this a library because that's what he called the Bible. It's a collection of books. So what this is a collection of Ernest Holmes works that may not be available, readily available other places. The one we just finished, which was Discover a Richer Life, and the one we are doing now, Living Without Fear, are they were put out as mini books. They are collections of Ernest Holmes writings for the Science of Mind magazine. That's what they are. And I was like, because they weren't available for a very long time. Now, if you go to the archives and join the archives, Reverend Kathleen Mastriani, hunted down every issue of the Science of Mind magazine that she could get her hands on. And then 2, she had them digitized. So, these writings are now available again. So that's really cool. So we are doing Living Without Fear. And the title for today is The Law of Your Life. And it's a fairly short one, which, magazine article. That's really good. So let's get on with it. The Law of Your Life. As we approach a consideration of science of mind in relationship to our daily living, we need not consider it as being deep, abstract, or probably beyond our ability to fully understand. Although it necessarily is founded on great truths, at the same time, it is very simple. Which, that was one of the things that I really like about Science of Mind is it's a philosophy for your daily life. Like, it's got practical applications for every day, you know? So, all too often we tend to complicate our thoughts and ideas rather than keeping them simple and usable. Let us remember as we progress to keep our minds open to new ideas and be ready to accept old ideas which have been shorn of their worn-out cloaks. That's an interesting turn of phrase. And it's one of the reasons why Ernest says we are open at the top, because he says he didn't have all the answers. He didn't even have all the questions. He said there will be new answers and there will be new questions. So, we want to be happy and willing to learn more about ourselves, to discover more of that life which we are a part, and at the same time, to ascertain the nature of the law through which it makes itself manifest. We do live in a spiritual universe, a universe that is intelligent and creative, and it is a thing of law and order. It is God's universe, a divine idea and thought that has become manifest. God becoming that which it has created through the law of its nature. It is one stupendous whole with God as both cause and effect, idea and manifestation, and the law by which one becomes the other are all one in the inherent nature of God. A person is an individualized center of God-conscious life, a point in the infinite sea of life, and an intelligent, self-knowing point. A person is the outcome of God's desire to express itself as individuality. The whole meaning of experience is to promote this individuality and thus to provide a fuller channel for the expression of the supreme spirit of the universe. Which is why I say, if we could be said to have a purpose, that is our purpose, to express life. That's it. What you do beyond that is up to you. We note that through the ages, people have been healed by the prayer of faith, which is a practice of every religion. There is a law governing this possibility, else it could never happen. It is the business of Science of Mind to view the facts, evaluate the causes, and in so doing, provide a definite knowledge of the law that governs the fact. In other words, we're going to do our work so that we have a pretty good idea of how it works so that we can do it more effectively. The universal mind contains all knowledge. It is the potential ultimate of all things. To it, all things are possible. To us, as much as possible. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Wrong article. To us, as much is possible as we can conceive, according to law. Should all of the wisdom of the universe be poured over us, we should yet receive only that which we are ready to understand. This is why some draw one type of knowledge and some another, and all from the same source, the source of all knowledge. The scientist discovers the principle of their science. The artist embodies the spirit of their art. The saint draws spiritual awareness into their being. All because they have courted the particular sense of some definite concept. Each state of consciousness taps the same source, but it has a different receptivity. Each receives what they ask for according to their ability to embody. In this way, the universe is infinite. The possibility of differentiating is limitless. We waste much time in arguing over things that cannot be answered. When we have arrived at the ultimate, that is the ultimate, it is the way the thing works. Therefore, we have a right to say that there is a law involved and that this law executes our word or prayer. We discover laws, find out how they work, and then begin to use them. Therefore, we say it is the nature of thought and of the creative law to be this way. I would say that law is an attribute of God. God did not make the law. It coexists with the eternal. The infinite law and the infinite intelligence are but two sides of the infinite unity. One balances the other, and they are the great personal and impersonal principles of the universe. Evolution is the outworking of that which is tangible and mechanical, and involution is the inworking of the consciousness and the volition. And the volitional. I do accuse Ernest of making up words, and I'm kind of thinking he may have made up volitional. Maybe not. Maybe I've just never heard it used that way. That's entirely possible. Okay. We can no more do without religion than we can do without food, shelter, or clothing. Indeed, the religious instinct is so firmly implanted that it is inseparable from life and living. According to our belief in God, will be our estimate of life here and hereafter. To believe in a God of vengeance is one thing, but to believe in a God of love and a just law of cause and effect is another. Okay. That's one of those sentences that I'm going to have to go away and think about, because what? Not according to our belief in God will be our estimate of life and hereafter. The next sentence, I got that. We live in a universe of spirit and of law. From the one we are to draw inspiration, from the other we are to utilize power. Each is a complement to the other, and both are necessary to existence. To believe in just a law of cause and effect, carrying with it a punishment or a reward, is to believe in righteousness. To believe in eternal damnation for any soul is to believe in an infinite monstrosity, contradicting the integrity of the universe and repudiating any eternal loving kindness inherent in God, which is one of the reasons why I don't believe in a God of vengeance. To feel that we suffer for our mistakes is justice, but to feel that our mistakes are eternal is to be already in the suppositional hell of a false theology. A sin is a mistake. A mistake is a sin. Both will ultimately be done away with. To believe that evil draws as great benefits as goodness from the storehouse of God is unthinkable, and to feel that some are foredoomed forever to be evil is also unthinkable. It denies solidarity to the universe and creates a house eternally divided against itself. Well, and Jesus himself said, a house divided cannot stand. All truth is our truth. No person robs us of our own soul, and our spirit is already one with the eternal goodness. Every person's belief is good insofar as it is in line with reality. We have no controversies with anyone. In other words, you're free. You are free to believe whatever you want. That was one of the things that when I walked into Science of Mind, when Reverend Ed told me that, I was like, give me the paperwork, I'll sign up. You are free to believe whatever you want. You don't have to give up any of your beliefs if they're working for you. Now, if they're not working for you, you might want to consider it, but that's a different story. Okay. So we have no controversies with anyone. Believe what you want. Believe what you want. We are not going to tell you what you are believing is wrong. We're just going to teach you. That's why we say we don't teach you what to believe. We teach you how. We teach you how to believe. That's the crux of Science of Mind right there. As we claim freedom, so we extend its privileges to everyone else. We will give and accept no other terms. I love Ernest. We study the thought of the ages and are not ashamed to admit any falsity in our own thought. We are after the truth and shall be satisfied with nothing less than that truth, which proves itself to be really true. We are scientific searchers for that truth, which makes people free, or which makes humanity free, and we know that we have found entrance to it. It's like we may not have the whole thing, but we at least know where the door is. The past is behind, and whatever doubt it may have held is gone with it. The future is before, bright with prospects. The eternal sun of righteousness is ever ascending, never to descend. Let us look towards the high goal of lasting attainment, fearless and happy. Let us live in the present, looking neither backward in horror nor forward in apprehension, but looking into the present with joy, abiding in faith. And that last sentence about looking backward in horror, forward in apprehension is the very definition of depression and anxiety. I forget who it was that defined it that way, but it could have even been Lao Tzu. I think it was one of the Chinese sages who said that looking backwards can cause depression and looking forwards can cause anxiety. Therefore, we live in the present moment. And I think that's, we're really good at wasting our time that way. We're really good at wasting our time looking back and going, well, I could have done this. I could have done this. Well, yeah, you could have, but you didn't. So now you have to deal with where you are. And then looking forward with apprehension. You know, if you're stuck with what you're going to have to do in the future, it's not saying that you don't learn from the past, and it's not saying you don't make plans for the future, but you live now, you know? And that's and then he says, abiding in faith. And that's one of the things that I try, and some days I will freely admit that I white knuckle it, that no matter how messy it gets, it's going to work out in the end. And some days that's all I have to hold on to, you know, but I do because it's what gets me through. It's, you know, some days are messy, and holding on to that, you know, it'll all work out in the end. Abiding in faith. That's what I do. But I also live in the present moment, because all I can do is take care of now and know that it's going to be okay. All right, beloveds. So I'm now going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, fantastic day, magical day, enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a do something for yourself day, and eat something amazing day, a drink plenty of water day, because clearly I need it, a cuddle your fur babies day, a have a good laugh day, maybe I'm running out of words day. So let's just wrap this up day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, I get it. Simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. The divine knows you to be good. From there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow, and we will tackle prayer as a science. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.